In this video, we're going to take a quick look at how we can customize our scripts to get our book covers looking the way we want them to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to my actions. Again, if your actions aren't showing up, if that window's gotten closed somehow, all you need to do is come up here to Window and choose Actions. And then you can choose which book you want to work on. I'm going to take a look at the spiral book, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. I'm going to choose the template, and I'm going to press play, and that'll run through my script, and it shows my cover here. Now, what I want to do, the first thing I want to do is just change the text here so that it doesn't say cover. So I'm going to come over here to where it has layers. Now, layers may not always be displayed. It may have something like channels selected or the paths. You want to make sure that layers is selected. And I'm going to come here to where my cover layer is. I can tell that that's visible. It has the eye on it. If you want to see if that's actually the layer that we're talking about, if you click on the eye, you'll notice that it gets turned off. If you click on it again, it comes back. If you double click on the little icon there on the T, it'll actually select the text for you. It'll already be selected, and now you can put in my ebook title or whatever you're going to call it, and I'm going to press enter on the numeric keypad, and that accepts that. Now, my pointer right now is the arrow with the little cross arrows on it. That's this one right up here. So if you have something else, if you've been playing in Photoshop, that's the one that we're going to want. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to move that back over. I'm just going to click and drag and move that over. So now that's aligned better on the screen. Next thing that I'm going to do is I want to change where it says copyright. Very similar to what we did with the cover. We're going to come over here, double click on the T, and that will put us in the copyright box. And I am going to change the copyright. And I'm going to say it's copyright by me. So we go ahead and have that in there. And again, I'm going to make sure I've got my selection tool. And I'm going to move that to where I want it. So very quickly, I can customize that. Now, the other thing that you can do is that you can change the color of this. So I'm going to do that very quickly. Over here on the toolbar, you should have the paint bucket. If you don't have the paint bucket, to see there's a little arrow here. If you click and hold on that, it might be selected to the gradient tool. So if you have the gradient tool, we're just going to click on that drop down arrow and change it to the paint bucket. I'll then come over here and choose the color that I want. There's a couple different ways that you can choose the color. One is right on this bar right here. So if you see a color that you want within that bar, you can click on it, and as you click on it, you'll notice that it's changing here. The other way that you could change the color is by shifting the R, G, and B values, the red, green, and blue values. So I could increase one value, decrease or increase another, and I could shift, and I could play with that spectrum. Now, one thing that is really nice here, and a tip that I'll give you, is see these numbers over here, the 64, the 158, and the 94? Those three numbers identify your color. If you use a color on a graphic or something like a book cover like we're doing here, and you want to make sure that you're consistent in using that same color for your branding across all of your images, all you need to do later on is type in those numbers, and will automatically jump to that color for you. So you'll always be using the same color. Now, the last way that you can select your colors, if you actually click on the square here, it'll actually bring up the color picker. You can click and drag on the spectrum here, and then all you need to do is click and drag within here to choose the color that you want. And once you have the color you want, click on OK, and now you notice that you've got that color. Now we're going to click on the paint bucket, make sure that it's still clicked on. And I'm going to go over here to layer 1. This is the layer that has the color background on it. Come back over to your book cover and click. And now you'll notice that the background color of the book has changed. If you're happy with everything that you've done there, go ahead and click on the second step, which is the go. Click on play. And it'll run through all of our steps for us. And when it's all done, we'll have the cover all made. We'll have our title that we typed in there, and we'll have our color, and then we'll also see our secondary text that we've put in there. In the next videos, we're going to show you a few more advanced features, but these are the basic steps that'll get you started and get your text on these scripts.